Welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of Vikings. These weren't just brutal barbarians, man. They were explorers, traders, incredible shipbuilders. Their culture was so much more complex than a lot of people realize. We're going to break down some of the craziest facts about Vikings, stuff you probably never even heard about. And trust me, you're going to be blown away. Get ready for a wild ride. All right, let's talk about Viking longships. These things were insane, man. They were fast, maneuverable, and could navigate rivers and open seas. Can you imagine that? Sailing across the ocean in a wooden ship, not even sure what you're going to find. The Vikings were fearless, man. And the design, forget about it, they had this shallow draft, which meant they could go right up rivers, right up to your doorstep, basically. No one was safe. And they were freaking fast, man. They had these big square sails and rows of oars so they could really move when they needed to. These ships were more than just transportation, though. They were a symbol of Viking power and craftsmanship. Think about it, man. You see these long ships rolling up on your shores with their dragon heads and shields all lined up. You know you're in trouble. They were intimidating as hell. Now, let's talk about the warriors themselves. These guys were tough, man. They started training for battle when they were kids, learning how to fight with swords, axes, spears, you name it. And they were big believers in what you'd call a warrior ethos. They weren't afraid to die in battle, man. In fact, they believed that dying in battle was the most honorable way to go. And they weren't just mindless berserkers either. These guys were tactical, man. They used formations like the shield wall, where they'd all link their shields together to create a moving fortress. Imagine trying to break through that, man. They were also masters of surprise attacks. They'd show up out of nowhere in their longships, raid a village and be gone before anyone knew what hit them. They were like the Navy SEALs of their time, man. The Vikings had a complex system of beliefs, man. They believed in all sorts of gods and goddesses, like Odin, Thor, and Freya. And these weren't just stories to them, man. They believed this stuff. Odin, the All-Father, was the god of wisdom, war, and death. Thor, the god of thunder, was a total badass with his hammer, Mjolnir. And Freya was the goddess of love, beauty, and magic. And then there's Ragnarok, the end of the world. Can you imagine believing that the whole world was going to end in a giant battle between the gods and the giants? That's some intense stuff, man. They believed that everything would be destroyed, and then a new world would rise from the ashes. Talk about metal, this mythology, man. It wasn't just about stories, it was woven into the fabric of their lives. It influenced their values, their worldview, their entire understanding of existence. People think Vikings were just about raiding, but they were also incredible explorers and settlers. They traveled all over the place, man. We're talking Iceland, Greenland, even North America. They established settlements and trading posts across Europe and Asia, spreading their culture and influence far and wide. They weren't afraid of anything, these guys. Imagine sailing across the Atlantic Ocean in a wooden ship, not knowing what you're going to find. That takes guts, man. And they weren't just pillaging these places either. They were setting up shop, farming, trading, and integrating with the local populations. They were adaptable, man. They could make a life for themselves anywhere. The Vikings, man, they left a mark on the world. I mean, they were only around for a few hundred years, but their impact on history is undeniable. They influenced language, art, culture, and even our DNA. Think about words like berserk, skull, and knife. Those are all from the Vikings, man, and their artistic style with all the intricate knotwork and animal designs, you can still see that influence today. And by the way, they didn't actually wear horns on their helmets. That's a myth. Can you imagine trying to fight with horns on your head? That's just asking for trouble. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the Vikings, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing content. We've only scratched the surface here, man. There's so much more to learn about these fascinating people. See you next time.